you're going to enjoy this massage, and we're going to talk while we do it. You got some little scars on you, don't you? You've had some rough life, haven't you? Yeah. You're in good hands now. How old is he, Don?
He's 9.
This is a spot where he has an old injury. What happened to him?
He was pulling a cart, and this is with his previous owner, and my understanding is something spooked him and he took off and ended up somehow banging the cart and injuring his stifle joint and also the hind leg a little bit lower down.
Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with his neck, go from the head down his back, feeling any areas about the spine that might be tense. That's where the nerves come out, just like in people. And I'm just going to work these muscles along.
I'd like the doctor to also check the area down here where I believe is a result of the same accident, if there's any way to get this swelling to reduce.
Yeah, now there is some swelling here. I can feel it just above the fetlock. And I think he's just retaining some fluid there. And this would be beautiful with the microcurrent. Instrument that was designed for sports injuries about 20 years ago. Okay, this is perfect. He's quite tense about what's happening. It's all right, you guys. Tell him everything's fine. Send him love with your mind. There, let that go. Good. Now see, he's already starting to chew and lower his head. That means he's relaxing that point that I'm working on. That's a good sign. But once they move, they just really relax. It's equivalent to the tight muscles in your neck. This is a real important place. Just like your neck is important. To start a massage, you don't start on the butt, you start on the neck. Okay, I'm working specifically on the cervical nerves that are coming out of the spinal cord all along his neck. Each one has to be relaxed and worked on, and then those nerves are what carry the impulses down the muscles more ventral in his neck. And then I can pick them up. See how his muscles starting to come out now? That's because the circulation is starting to increase. The oxygen is getting into the tissues. I'm going to put some lotion on him now, on his neck. And I'm very interested in aromatherapy. Horses love aromatherapy, which means lotion with essential oils. Yes.
What?
What do you like? Do you like this one? It's lavender. I put a blend in here, and yang yang and orange. Do you like that? He said he likes it. So now we're doing massage plus aromatherapy. And it's so simple to add this to your treatment. The only thing, I don't like oil. I never have. First of all, you can't use it with a machine. Second of all, it just gets all greasy. But lotion is so easy, and you can just wipe it down after and add whatever your mood. If the horse wants something lively, you give him something lively. If he wants sedated, you can sedate him. So you need to know a little bit about aromatherapy. Okay, now I'm getting into the thorax and the shoulder. The thorax is here, the shoulder. The shoulder is probably the most important joint on a horse. It's the biggest joint. It seems like you'd think it was the hip, but it isn't. The shoulder has the most muscles, and it tends to tie up the fastest, and then the horse doesn't go forward, and then he stiffens, and then the stiffness moves out the body to the rest of them. So if you get a horse's shoulder to relax, then you got the rest of it. It's just about a piece of cake. Here is the shoulder point. Right there is the point of the shoulder. At this point here is where the scapula meets the humerus. And where you have joints, that's where you tend to have problems. Just like with people, your knee joint, your hip joint, joints are where a lot of tendons attach, and if they get inflamed, then they affect the nerves in that area, and it becomes a vicious cycle.
Guapo is learning to jump and is doing basic dressage, and sometimes, my understanding of it at any rate, is that puts a little bit extra stress on the joints.
This means that a horse of his age, 9 or 10 you said, it really would be helpful for you to learn massage and to do this. Give him a massage before and after the jumping. Keep these tendons in good shape. Keep these tissues loose and mobile. And I don't think you'll have any trouble. He has a nice bone structure. He really does. Yes, you're very nice. Okay, now whatever you do on one side of the horse, you always want to do on the other side. Maybe not that minute, but otherwise he's going to be like if you were a tennis player and you just got one side massage and the other side is all crooked. Okay, now I'm going along either side of his back.
I'm curious to know whether by feel it's possible to tell which hip the horse is carrying higher.
Usually that's something that you can tell by the way they stand and the way they walk. But when I get through, I think it'll be better. These are the same muscles that occur in our hamstrings. It's interesting, horses' muscles are the same names as what we have. This is the semitendinosus and the semimembranosus. And you just gently work your way in there. You start kind of on the outside. And as it gradually relaxes, you go deeper and deeper and firmer. This is probably the first time he's ever had a massage, right?
By a professional, yeah. I wanted to ask you also about this. Yeah, you can see this, like, feel that?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that has anything to do with what's happened with this hind leg, and if there's any way to, get that one to release.
Yeah, all of this
It's
it's all tied in together, but it isn't really bad.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I don't like that.
Yeah.
I mean, when I teach my class, I talk about the lymph drainage, and once you have an understanding of the lymph drainage and the way it's going, you know how to make the areas pick up the toxins and take them out. And really, considering that he's 10 years old, I don't think he's banged up too bad, He hasn't had the life of a prince. So what I'm doing now is just giving him a little stretch. I've been doing this for 8 years, and I've never been kicked or stepped on or bounced around, compared to when I was a veterinarian and had to give shots and do things. Those were the rough days. Well, the interesting thing about microcurrent is the animals or people always feel better after the treatment, but for the tissues to actually respond and heal, that takes a day or two, because it takes a day or two for tissues to heal. There you go. My goodness. Do you like this kind? I think so.